I'm Ms. Stewart and I am so excited to get ready for the 2018-2019 school year. I'm in the process of decorating my room, but I wanted to take a moment to talk to you guys about an app called Padlet. Now for this tutorial, all you will need is a laptop and some internet access. Are you ready? Are you excited? Awesome, let's get started. All right, so our first step is to go to Padlet.com. So I'm going to type that into my browser. Now that I am at the Padlet website, I'm going to go ahead and log in. If you are a new user, you're going to have to sign up for an account, which is extremely easy to do. My credentials have been stored into the system, so I'm just going to go ahead and click login. Perfect. Now I am at the dashboard. So you'll see on the option to the left, I have an option to make a Padlet. I'm going to click here. Now, for this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to make a digital bulletin board. So the template that I'm going to select is the one called Shelf. So I'm going to click select right here. Now the magic is happening. Here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is on this bar to the right, I have my menu where I can use to modify and make my tablet my own. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the title, My Bold Shelf, and I'm going to rename this Digital Bulletin Board. Now I'm going to give a description for my kids so that they know what to do with this digital bulletin board. So I'm going to delete the description and I'm going to type retrieve assignments here. Now I'm going to go and work on the look of my bulletin board. I have several options of wallpapers that I can choose from. So there's 4 that's given to me automatically, and if I click more, I will see a plethora of selections that I could choose from. So I think for this one, I'm just going to be simple, and I'm just going to choose this simple blackboard background right here. And I'm just going to scroll down so that you can see all the options that you have. Once I have selected my wallpaper, now I go back and I hit this arrow, and it takes me to the remaining options for the look of my Padlet. So here I can change the color of my post, and so if you look right here, you see this white space right here because my post is going to be a light color. If I wanted to change it to dark, I would just click right here and you see that it goes from light to dark. I like the light, so I'm going to leave it alone. But here you can see the different fonts, the different icons that you can use on your Padlet as well. Now when it comes to my post, if I want the author's name to be displayed, I can slide this bar on. If I want to filter the profanity, and if you are a teacher like me, you know that that might be something that you want to do to keep your bulletin board clean, I will turn that on right there. If I want to make my bulletin board more interactive, I can click this here and students can comment on each other's post. And they can also add reactions as you would do on Twitter or Facebook. Now once I've done that, I'm going to click next. Now I'm at my people and privacy options, and this is where you get to decide who is able to access your Padlet. So right now it's a secret Padlet, so that means only people who have the link can view this Padlet. And I tend to keep this on if I'm using something for school that's going to be accessed by my students because I only want a certain audience to be able to find it, keep it safe for them. If I hit private, that adds a little bit of extra element of protection. That means only people who have access, who I have added to the Padlet, can access it. And so I don't use this one because that means I have to add each student individually, so I tend to stick with the secret one. Now it says those with access. If I click right here, I get multiple options. Can read means that they can only read the post. Can write means that they can actually add to my bulletin board, or can moderate, can view and add posts, edit, and have pretty much a lot of power over the board. Typically, I'll stick with can write, so that's good right there. If I wanted to make it private and add contributors to my Padlet, I could do that right here by entering their email address or their username, but I'm not going to do that. I want you to look at the bottom where it says moderation. This is a really important key element for you as a teacher. who will be using Padlet in a K-12 classroom. So right here, what I normally do is I slide this bar on, and this means that every time someone posts something to the Padlet, I have to approve it before it actually shows up for others to see. And so this is something that I really try to do, just to make sure that I am able to view everything before it goes public to the other students in my class. Once I'm done with that, I click Next, and you see that it says Start Posting. So if I come over here, close out of that, hit Cancel, okay, keep working. If I come over here, I am able to keep working. Next, next, start posting. Perfect. So now it says the name of your first column. So this is where I would put the name of the assignment. So maybe I'm going to put homework. And I hit save. And let's say I have a homework assignment on my computer that I want my kids to access. I'm able to come down here, click on the file, and it automatically uploads to my Padlet. And if I want to, I can give it a title. I can put homework number 1. So my kids know that they can come over here, click here, and they are able to access that homework assignment. So now you know how to post to a Padlet. Let's go ahead and let's learn how we can share our Padlet with our students. So if I want to share, I click the share button, and there are a few options that I have. I can use a QR code if I was in the class with iPads, and kids can scan it with their iPad or with their cell phone. I can get a link to my Padlet, which is what I normally typically do when I go and I create a Padlet and I put it in a HyperDoc, and kids can access the link through their HyperDoc. I can also embed it in my blog or my website. So depending on the type of classroom that you have, if you are a one-to-one or if you are someone that is working in a setting where you have like maybe a few iPads or laptops for your students, you have a variety of options in which you can use to make your Padlet accessible to your students. And that is it. I hope you had a good time watching my tutorial, and I hope that you are able to use this tech tool in your classroom with your students. I look forward to checking in with you soon as we learn some more about technology and how we can add it into our classrooms. Take care. Bye-bye.